Welcome to Family Drama Stories from Reddit. Real family drama told from the heart. Let's begin. My pregnant announcement, gender reveal, and daughter's name were all wrecked by my spoiled sister-in-law. My sister-in-law literally attempted to rename my baby and have everyone in my family use this made-up name she gave her after I named her what I wanted. They also began going by this alias. I completely lost it and reached my breaking point at that point, and I went completely bonkers. Allow me to explain. Turn on alerts to subscribe to videos on YouTube. I am a 36-year-old woman who recently learned she is expecting a child. I am elated because having a child has always been my dream. I put my profession and personal life first, and being single made me question whether I would ever be able to have a family. The moment I could give my family the good news, I was overjoyed. One child, my 7-month-old nephew, is born to my older sister. Although my brother is in a committed relationship, he and his wife have repeatedly stated their intention to never have children. I figured last night's family dinner would be a good time to break the news. This will be my first child, so I wanted to do everything right and include my nephew. My new shirt proudly displays the image of a wonderful big cousin. Before supper, I sneaked away with my nephew to tell him he was going to have a cousin. It was a wonderful moment for us. I informed my overexcited nephew that he could wear a sweater over it any time he wanted dinner, and he did just that. While eating, he removed his sweater and patiently waited for someone to see. My sister quickly sprung to her feet and let out an enthusiastic squeal upon laying eyes on the shirt. My sister-in-law was the one they all thought it was. Because she is married, I suppose I should have anticipated that they would assume this. But it didn't hurt me. Since my sister-in-law made no effort to rectify them, I felt hurt. She chuckled and started rubbing her flat belly, going along with the flow. My mum scolded me for being so impolite and told me to congratulate them, so I must have looked rather embarrassed. The fact that I had given my nephew the shirt was something I attempted to clarify. They all ignored me and kept gushing over my sister-in-law. Asking his wife if she was serious left my brother speechless and paralysed with disbelief. I rose and returned home. At this point, they started texting me constantly, yelling at me to stop making this about me. Their arguments included claims that my sister-in-law was innocent and accusations that I was simply envious. Instead of responding, I sobbed myself to sleep. It must have finally slipped my sister-in-law's mind that she is not expecting any children this morning. All of them have now contacted me to express their apologies, claiming that they were swept up in the excitement of the moment. They accused me of being the one who was pregnant, saying I shouldn't have left dinner, and blamed me for not being explicit enough. If I wanted to be sure I got the supper right, my mum suggested I have a second chance and everyone would appear astonished. In a message she sent me, my sister-in-law expressed her desire to announce her own pregnancy in the same manner as I had planned. She expressed her want to savour the moment because she has no intention of ever having a family. In addition, she assured me that I can still have a shot at the redo meal. I politely declined and stated that I would not be undertaking a redo. Because I refuse to let them make things right, everyone has accused me of being a jerk and selfish. This is beyond repair, in my opinion. Even though I will forgive them in due time, I would prefer not to make a second announcement just to make them feel better. When my sister-in-law took my pregnancy announcement, was I being a jerk for getting mad and running away? This is just the beginning, though. It has been 4 months since the first post, and it has been quite a roller coaster, according to an update. I am expecting a daughter, and I am nearly 7 months along in the pregnancy. I attempted to avoid my family after everything that had happened. I decided to ignore their drama and give my whole attention to being pregnant. My brother arrived at my door a few days after the supper with his suitcase, so it didn't last long. He was in need of some space to figure things out, so I gladly offered him my place to stay. Everyone in the family, including my sister-in-law, started phoning us constantly around this time. My brother was urged to speak with his wife by their side. She managed to persuade him in the end that everything had been a cruel joke. It was obvious to me that she was being dishonest. But without her, my brother appeared so distraught and lost. He only stayed with me for a short while before heading back home. I made sure to tell him everything that was bothering me and that we discussed everything before he departed. It was all a misunderstanding, he claimed, and he loves his wife. He said that we should both move on from the incident since I was harsh for holding her responsible for a prank that backfired. Since I knew I couldn't make him see reason, I just let him go. He departed, and ever since then, I've been a lot happier, even if I've returned to little contact with most of my relatives. Thanks to everyone who commented on my last post, I now understood just how poisonous my family is. I made a conscious effort to centre my attention on the individuals who were genuinely there to support my kid and myself. Not as often as before, but yet my parents are always attempting to get in touch with me. The news that many had anticipated reached me yesterday. As of right now, my sister-in-law is a pregnant woman. It was revealed to me when I got an email inviting me to her forthcoming gender reveal Zoom party. Aside from the invitation, I have not yet reacted, and my family has not informed me of anything. My emotions are conflicted. I want to grieve for my brother and laugh uncontrollably. Honestly, I'm at a loss for words. Moving ahead in time, today was the big day for my brother and sister-in-law's gender reveal Zoom party. I had been considering going for a few weeks now, but finally decided against it. Despite my progress in avoiding most family members, I couldn't shake the notion that I wasn't being there for my brother and was being selfish. To that end, I choose to initiate contact and have a conversation. I suppose a combination of curiosity and isolation led me to this conclusion. Being pregnant and confined to a lockdown at the same time is not easy. I made an internet contact with them. Pregnancy is clearly on the way for my brother and his wife. Promptly upon his return from his stay with me, they began to attempt. After a lengthy discussion about their future, my brother changed his mind about having children, according to my sister-in-law. I haven't gotten all the information yet, but I have a feeling there's more to this story. Despite the mishap with my pregnancy announcement, they did express their regret to me. Whether I would be willing to attend their gender reveal, my brother wanted to know whether we could simply go ahead and do it. In agreement, I choose to disregard the matter. Additionally, I resumed communicating with my parents. My parents still haven't admitted guilt for their role in the controversy surrounding my pregnancy announcement. They were completely oblivious to the fact that our relationship had occurred. My pregnancy and the baby haven't been asked about much. Only 2 queries have shown any sign of interest on their part. They wanted to know the gender and the child's last name because I'm a single parent. I informed them that I will keep the gender of my unborn child a secret until the baby is born. A Zoom party to announce the gender took place today. Since the only clothing I own that fits me at the moment is pink, I decided to wear pink, even though we were told to wear blue or pink depending on our thoughts. It seems like the Zoom call was proceeding swimmingly as soon as everyone joined. My parents were overjoyed that my brother would be continuing the family name, which made them very blue. Opposite me, in all pink, were my sister-in-law and brother. It appeared like everyone was in a celebratory mood. To find out the gender, my sister-in-law decided to pop a big balloon with confetti. As soon as she let go of the balloon, a shower of blue confetti rained down. In response to the news, my parents started to applaud and cry. Everyone was cheering and grinning, including my brother. The opposite was true for my sister-in-law. Everyone who had come to celebrate was quick to offer their congrats in the moments that followed. No one spoke a word to my sister-in-law at any point. Until I spoke up to offer my congrats, she appeared to be acting somewhat emotionlessly. I had congratulated the parents on the birth of their son to both of them. Before they meet, his cousin is overjoyed. Madness befell my sister-in-law. The moment I brought up my baby, she started yelling that I was attempting to detract attention from her. She accused me of being possessive and self-centered due to the failure of my birth announcement. "What are you having, anyway?" she inquired. She insisted on finding out if my unborn child is a boy or a girl and started asking me about it. "Because I'm wearing a pink dress," she said, "I must be having a girl." None of my relatives were able to prevent my sister-in-law from having a nervous breakdown. Neither fighting nor attempting to reason with her were options I considered. I simply ended the call and decided to ignore it. My sister-in-law's problem and the reasons behind her behaviour remain a mystery to me. It doesn't matter to me, and I refuse to be bothered by such matters any longer. Choosing to end all communication was a mistake. Was it me who was being nasty? My sister-in-law discovered the baby's gender by hacking into my Amazon account. It would appear that my sister-in-law's drama is only getting worse. Approximately 2 weeks ago, she learned that I am having a daughter. Unauthorizedly accessing my Amazon account and perusing my private lists allowed her to discover the gender. In order for my brother to watch a show he was interested in, I had shared the lengthy details of my Prime account with him. She accessed my private wish lists and previous orders through the main account, something I did not anticipate. The fact that she went to such lengths to hurt me shattered me. She seized yet another precious moment from it when she informed my extended family of the gender. She looked pleased with herself for doing this, and justifiably so, in her opinion, as I was concealing information. She attributes all of her bad behaviour to pregnancy brain, which she finds hilarious. At last, I lost it and told her how horrible and disturbing her actions were. She has ruined my entire pregnancy, I informed her, and I still can't believe she's proud of it. She ought to be embarrassed of herself, I told her. I feel bad for her. She does not deserve to be called an aunt, I told her, so I will not permit my daughter to do so anymore. She blamed me of instigating her miscarriage and went into a tailspin after this. I made it plain that I will cut ties with my family if they persist in defending her, even if my brother and others attempted to step in to do so. In the time after, they stopped bickering and started to see things my way. After that, my sister-in-law apologised to me, but only in part, and explained that we should make amends for the children's sake. This circumstance is making me feel stuck because I really want to be there for my newborn nephew. We both agreed to simply forget about it and go on. They are walking on eggshells, and I told her and everyone else that. Now that everyone knows, I've refused to reveal the name I've chosen for my daughter. I would prefer to retain that portion so I may announce the arrival of my child. For fear that someone could find out, I haven't even jotted it down. Whenever my sister-in-law asks, I simply respond that I haven't made a decision just yet. Over the past week, she has begun to send me the names of females who she claims as her own. She still doesn't seem to believe that she is pregnant with a boy, even after I told her. She often says that we won't know for sure what the gender is until the babies are delivered. Since our styles are so different, most of the names don't pique my curiosity. Approximately 4 or 5 names per day are sent to me by her. Though I usually disregard her, yesterday she really sent me the name I've decided to use for my daughter. Since I was a youngster, I had longed to use the name that my late great-grandmother gave me. I am fully committed to giving my daughter this name. She will be born, and I will announce it then. I am prepared to die on this hill, therefore it doesn't matter if this sparks a war. The moment I mention her name, I can already feel the tension building. Unlike before, I'll have plenty of time to get ready for her tantrum. My brother and nephew are important to me, but I'm beginning to realise that it's not worth it to be involved in their life. What followed the announcement of my daughter's name is detailed below. At long last, my little baby has here and she is thriving. She surpasses my wildest expectations in terms of beauty and incredibleness. Already, she can be a pain, but I'm savouring every moment of it. I refuse to give in to my sister-in-law's bullying and choose another name, so you'll be delighted to hear that. It was the appropriate choice to honour my great-grandmother with a name for my baby. While still in the hospital, I texted my family to tell them that my baby had been born and to give her name. I got some flack from my sister-in-law about the name I chose. Hearing the moniker I gave my daughter made her even more furious with me. It's a diminutive form of her name that was also on my sister-in-law's list of preferred names. In the social media post announcing the birth of my daughter, she used a different name for my baby. My daughter is supposedly known by her own unique nickname, according to her. Imagine instead that she chose to go by the nickname Gilly instead of her given name Grace. Strangely, it has no resemblance to the name of my child. My daughter's given name or the nickname I chose is more appropriate. So I advised her to cease calling her that right now. I knew she was simply trying to annoy me, and being furious would only make her do it more. Although she briefly paused, she did not delete the social media post. My family and I were able to meet the newborn a week after I returned home from the hospital. At that point, sister-in-law resumed her antics. Jilly was stitched over a teddy that she bought for my kid. After I opened that foolish bear, my relatives made fun of me and ordered me to cut it out. Get over it, they advised me. I think it's adorable that my sister-in-law is known as Jilly. Jilly became a moniker they used as well. They told me I should be fine not knowing the name of my own child, and I felt helpless about the whole thing. I came to the realization that their treatment of me will never alter. What they were doing was terrible, but what I was letting happen was much worse. I kept letting myself be dismissed, humiliated, and taken advantage of. Since they made no effort to defend me, my family members who did nothing deserve the same level of blame. I have endured great hardships on behalf of my family. In order to provide for my family, I have had to overcome many obstacles and hardships from my background. Here, it was happening again. Only this time my daughter was there. What if, when she gets older, they began treating my daughter the same way? I ordered them to get out of my house after I tossed the bear in the trash can right in front of them. My sister-in-law is the worst of them, but I think they're all terrible. I maintained my composure and refused to squawk or shout. My mother was holding my kid, but I took her out of her and showed everyone the door. Despite the constant shaming, I maintained my composure. My work is over. They have not been contacted by me since. They have made zero effort to get in touch with me. I plan to express my deepest feelings to them in a letter or other written communication. That resolution seems necessary to me. From now on, I will not be interacting with any of them. My supervisor and I have discussed the possibility of me relocating to the East Coast to take a position with a different division of the company. I plan to take the position and relocate there while I'm on maternity leave. Though I have not yet made a final decision, I am considering the possibility that a change of scenery may be exactly what I need. My kid and I both need me to do the right thing. I couldn't be happier right now, regardless of my family or anything else. There is no more perfect infant than my daughter. I am filled with immense joy to be her mummy. Given this scenario, who was the jerk? There was an eerie sadness to the entire affair. No matter how many times the OP tried to have her voice heard, it seems like they would take advantage of every opportunity to reunite or give her the benefit of the doubt. Because her loved ones knew she would be there no matter what, they positioned her in whichever way they saw fit. I really hope she gets that job out of town and starts over with some supportive individuals who won't treat her the way her family does back home. The bit about the sister-in-law attempting to change the baby's name is the most odd aspect of the narrative. She didn't want the OP to give her baby that name, even though she wasn't expecting a female. At the beginning of the story, she expresses zero desire to have a child, so why should it matter to her? Bullying the OP is acceptable, but bullying anyone else is unacceptable. It's like there's some kind of power dynamic where if I don't have it, you can't have it. That is at least my assumption based on this. As an additional note, it's puzzling that the OP's decision to have children was influenced by his brother's presence, especially because we were not given any background information regarding this. However, based on the OP's account, it appears that nothing there would have prompted him to reconsider having a family. In any case, comment below with your plan of action in this hypothetical family situation. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure to follow the podcast if you're into podcasts and hit the bell to activate on notifications. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'll see you all again soon. Some wounds don't leave bruises, they leave quiet cracks in the heart. This story reminds us that family betrayal doesn't always come with shouting or slammed doors. Sometimes it's subtle. Disrespect wrapped in fake smiles, manipulation disguised as just a joke, and cruel games played at life's most sacred moments. All the narrator wanted was to celebrate the miracle of new life. But what should have been joyful milestones, her pregnancy announcement, her daughter's name, her place as a new mother, were repeatedly hijacked, mocked, and erased. Her sister-in-law didn't just overstep boundaries, she bulldozed through them. And the silence of the rest of the family, that hurt even more. But in the end, this story isn't just about pain. It's about reclaiming power, about protecting your child, your peace, your voice. The moment she calmly took her baby, stood her ground, and shut the door was the moment she finally said, "Enough." If you've ever been gaslit, dismissed, or made to feel small in your own story, know that you are not alone. Share your thoughts in the comments below. And remember, real family respects your voice, your choices, and your name. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more powerful stories like this.